students, good morning. Today we are discuss the topic about finite element analysis. Before going to the topic, what is meant by engineering analysis? Engineering analysis it is a process which is used to determine the effects of loads on physical structure. Here, do you know about loads? What are loads available in the engineering analysis? That is static load and dynamic load, otherwise called as live load and dynamic. Dead load. Okay, dead load is the static load one. Okay, if you are applying load, if you are placing the cell phone or table means it is also one of the static load. What is meant by dynamic load? If you are applying the heat or fluid flow on any construction, which are all comes under live load. These are also known as dynamic load. These two kinds of loads are available with the engineering. Then physical structure. Already know about physical structure in mechanical. Lot of machine tools available. These are all comes under physical structure. For developing that machine tool, we are undergoing the engineering analysis. Okay, in the engineering analysis employs different fields. Okay, engineering analysis employs the fields of applied mechanics. What you are studied with your first year engineering mechanics, that is called as also called as applied mechanics. Material science and applied mathematics to compute a structure deformations, internal forces, stresses, and support reactions and stability. These are all we can study with the engineering analysis. After that, what are all the approaches available to conduct the engineering analysis? Next question. There are three types available. These are all mechanics of material approach, elasticity theory approach, finite element approach. These three kind of approaches are available with the engineering analysis. Okay. In here, what is meant by mechanics of material approach means we are already studied strength of materials. In strength of materials, we are conducting lot of beam calculation. These are all comes under mechanics of materials approach. After that, elasticity theory approach. In that continuum mechanics, that means the body consists of irregular shape. These are all comes under continuum mechanics, which is elasticity theory approach. After that, finite element approach. These kind of mechanical studies not only enough, so that we go for finite element approach. In that, there are numerical methods for solving engineering problems by the usage of differential equations generated by theory of mechanics, such as elasticity theory and the strength of materials. It combines two techniques, that means mechanics of material approach and the elasticity theory approach. These are all comes under finite element approach. Okay, next what is mean by finite element analysis? FEA is a computer numerical analysis program used to solve the complex problems in many engineering and scientific fields, such as in that there are three fields. One is structural analysis, which are all deals with the stress, deflection, vibration. After that, thermal analysis. In thermal analysis, steady state flow and the transient flow we are studied, and then fluid dynamics analysis. In fluid dynamics analysis, through FEA, we can study about the laminar and the turbulent flow of fluids. Okay. After that, what is mean by finite element method? Finite element method or analysis means which is one of the numerical methods, and also structures. Typically, we are considered machine tool as a structure means we can subdivide it into smaller elements of the larger part into smaller parts. These are all comes under elements. In right side figure shows the triangular trapezium gear to profile is converted into a number of elements. These are all called as structure subdivision. Okay. After subdividing, assemblage of these elements connected at a finite number of joints. How the elements are joined with each other means by the use of nodes. The nodes connecting with each other means we need nodal points. After that, after connecting the two elements, we formulate the equations for each elements with the field variables. Here, field variables means each and every element has their own displacement, their own velocity, and their own fluid properties. Okay, these are all combined with each other to obtain the final solution of the whole body. Okay, this which is known as finite element method or analysis. Then steps in finite element analysis. What are all the steps available in finite element analysis? There are two types. In that, force method, after that displacement or stiffness method. Okay, force method means internal forces are considered as the unknowns of the problem, which is heat. For consider heat, which is comes under internal force. After that, displacement or stiffness method. Displacements of the nodes are considered as the unknowns of the problem, which means the elements are moved from one place to another place, so that it has their own displacement. We can study the whole object through that displacement means which are all comes under displacement or stiffness method. It is the most desirable because its formulation is simpler than force method, so that in our all FEA technique utilizes displacement or stiffness method. Then discretization, that means we are going into convert it into smaller elements, large elements into smaller elements, which is called as discretization of elements. Finite element modeling is based on discretization and numbering of nodes. That means the component subdividing into convenient number of smaller elements. Already previous slides I shown you what is meant by smaller elements. How we convert that larger element to smaller element. That means with the aid of gear tooth profile I explained. Here that same the component subdivided into convenient number of smaller elements is known as discretization. How the discretization, what the element used for discretize the larger object means generally triangle, rectangle, brick, these kind of element shapes we are utilizing the discretization of elements. Then discretization of structure. Total structure we can divide into classified based on dimensional. Here one dimensional element are available, two dimensional element are available, and also three dimensional element. After that axisymmetric element also available. Here what is one dimensional element? Yeah, bar or beam. Strength of materials you studied about beam. The beam light simple element are considered as one dimensional element, as looking like your figure. Later in that center of your slide, it has one figure that is called as a bar and a beam element. After that, two dimensional element, there is triangular and rectangular element. In that, the load is the assumption is the load is acting on plane of this triangular element or rectangular element. Okay. After that, tetrahedral or hexagonal elements are used for three-dimensional stress analysis problem. There are also have corner nodes like two-dimensional nodes. Okay, two-dimensional also triangular and rectangular nodes available. The same kind of activity here also taking into action. Okay, after that, axis-symmetric element. Axis-symmetric element, if you are consider the axis, okay, if you are consider the center axis of the any element, after that you rotate in the center of the axis has their own plane. For rotate that plane with respect to the center of axis, it revolute and make some surfaces. These are all called as axis symmetric. Here the example figure also here available. Okay, there is axis, that is z axis. Here triangular plane is available. The triangular plane is rotated about the z axis, so that we can have the three-dimensional element. These are all considered axis symmetric element. The element, smaller element 1, 2, 3, which is rotated about the z axis, which creates the larger element. These are all considered axis symmetric element. Okay. Then isoparametric formulation. What are the difficulties available with the previous means? We can't able to subdivide the elements into smaller elements in corner curved edges. Okay, so that we go for other we need to go for other elements. In that that isoparametric concept is helpful to properly mapping the curved boundaries. So that curved boundaries are having larger problems with these triangular, rectangular and brick elements. So that we need some other elements. These are all considered isoparametric concepts. And also we should know about coordinates in isoparametric concepts. Here in FEA there are three coordinates are available. These are all global coordinate, local coordinate and natural coordinate. What is global coordinate? It is a coordinate system to represent the whole system under consideration. And then local coordinate is a coordinate system created individually for each element or any suitable subassembly. I show you a figure, example figure for each coordinate system. And then global coordinate system and local coordinate system I represent with the sketches. Here x, y, z axis are available. In between that there is cylindrical object available. This coordinate system is called as global coordinate system. The entire object is expressed with the x, y, z. These are all concept global coordinate system. Then what about the local coordinate system means? If you are consider any point on the considered cylinder means these are all considered local coordinate system. Okay. After that, natural coordinate system, which is that one, it is a special type. If you are allotting the -1 or +1, okay, boundaries, you allot the boundaries -1, +1, or otherwise we may allot plus infinitive to minus infinitive. So that it is a special type of coordinate system. Here the coordinates of any point of a system lies between -1 and +1, or otherwise -infinitive and +infinitive also possible. Okay, then isoparametric elements means here now I want to explain what is meant by isoparametric elements. Okay, which is important in finite element analysis than normal elements, which is triangular, rectangular, brick elements. So that because isoparametric element which is useful for divide the structures, corner structure, I mean curvilinear structure. So that here the condition is number of nodes for defining geometry is equal to number of nodes for defining the elements. Here in this section the dot is represented for geometry and the triangular shape is used for defining the displacements. Okay, here and after what are all the elements available I show you. Then superparametric element, here what is the condition? The nodes and displacement defines the elements. Here number of nodes for defining geometry is more than number of nodes for defining displacements. Isoparametric means is equal to, here is more than number of nodes for defining the displacements. Here also there are dotted node available and triangular node available. Already you know about what is meant by dotted nodes. These are all represents the geometry. What is meant by triangular node? It is also always represents the displacement of the element. So that number of nodes for defining geometry is always more than number of nodes for defining displacements. These are all comes under superparametric element. The elements are not stopping this level, so that we need another element is also needed, subparametric element. Here the condition is number of nodes for defining geometry is less than number of nodes for defining displacements. So that isoparametric means is equal to, superparametric means is more than, then subparametric means is less than. That means number of nodes for defining geometry is less than number of nodes for defining displacements. Okay, then serendipity, which is one of the important thing in FEA analysis, develop shape function. Here what is meant by shape function? Shape function always define about field variables. What is field variables? Field variables which are all known as velocity variable, then what is pressure variable, what is meant by heat variable. These are all comes under shape function. So that develop shape functions of two-dimensional elements which contain nodes only on boundaries. So a serendipity element, the nodes are always located in boundaries. Okay, these are all comes under serendipity element. This kind of element is called as serendipity element. Okay, then isoparametric. What is the use of isoparametric element? FEM is a dominant tool for analyzing the complex geometries in engineering analysis. But simple 1, 2 and 3 dimensional element approach are not enough for discretizing the complex and irregular shapes in engineering analysis. So that we are utilizing isoparametric elements for subdividing the smaller elements with the aid of isoparametric on curvilinear portions. Okay, here the isoparametric elements, these are all one-dimensional element, two-dimensional element, three-dimensional elements always are also available with the isoparametric elements. Okay, and then why we need isoparametric formulation? Why we need to go for isoparametric formulation means it is difficult to represent the curved boundaries by straight edge elements. In lower right corner there is one continuum object available. In that the triangular elements are replaced to describe the total entire shape. Here the curved shape has some gap which is the difficulty available with the normal discretization. For this problem, a large number of elements may be used for similarity between original body and the meshing. It leads to have long hand calculations and consumption of more time, because this kind of discretization requires long hand calculations and consumption more time for computing. For the reason we go for isoparametric formulation. Okay, after that, why we need isoparametric formulation? To overcome these drawbacks. Drawbacks means already we discussed the curvilinear discretization is difficult task with the normal elements. So that to overcome these drawbacks in curved boundaries structure analysis, the isoparametric elements are utilized. The examples of isoparametric elements I shown you with this slide. Okay, after that, isoparametric formulation, generally shape functions. Okay, sorry. Isoparametric. What is meant by isoparametric? Iso means equal. This term is used to when the shape function. Already you know about the shape function. Okay. Here same shape function define both the element geometric shape and the displacement within the element. An element expressed in such a manner is called an isoparametric element. Okay. Isoparametric element equations are formulated using a natural coordinate system. There are different coordinate system. We have discussed global, local, and natural coordinate system. Natural coordinate system means you can define the total structure with the minus infinity to plus infinity range. So that isoparametric equations are formulated using a natural coordinate system that is defined by element geometry and not by element orientation in the global coordinate system. Okay. After that, concept of isoparametric formulation. This concept has been widely used in formulating element shape functions, strain displacement matrices, and the element stiffness matrices, among other things. Which means the F is equal to MA. Likewise, here M as known as stiffness matrix, A means displacement matrices, F means shape function. So that shape function is equal to stiffness matrix into displacement matrices is the general formula for isometric formulation. The key to isoparametric formulation is the utilization of a natural coordinate system or intrinsic coordinate system instead of the global coordinate system. Natural coordinates are dimensionless and are defined with reference to the element rather than the global coordinate system. Already you are aware about what is meant by what is the difference between global coordinate system and natural coordinate system. So that natural coordinate system is a dimensionless one which is defined the reference element rather than the global coordinate system in the isoparametric formulation concept. Okay. The term isoparametric indicates that a template geometry is used for all elements of the same type of to describe the nodal coordinates of the element regardless of the size of the element or where in the shape the element is located. Okay. Then isoparametric formulation help us to solve the problems in two ways. Okay, help simply the definition of the approximate displacement. Displacement is approximation. After that, significantly reduce the integration process available with the normal, triangular, and rectangular elements. Okay, okay. Then there are three kind of theorems are utilized for isoparametric formulation. In the theorem 1, if two adjacent elements are generated using shape function, then there is continuity at the common edge. Here the diagram has AB are the edges. The two elements, rectangular elements, are followed the edges. So other connectivities are always connected with the same edge available with each element. Okay, this theorem 1. Theorem 2 it states if the shape functions used are such that continuity of displacement is represented in the parent coordinates, then the continuity requirement will be satisfied in the isoparametric elements also. The theorem 1 is one of the example for theorem 2 also. The theorem 3, the constant derivative conditions and condition for rigid body are satisfied for all isoparametric elements, so that the elements are follows the rigid body calculations. These three theorems are utilized for representing the isoparametric formulations. Okay, and then isoparametric formulation procedure. In that step 1, set the element type first, triangular, trapezoidal, triangular, tetrahedral, or rectangular brick type. First you set the element type. After that select a displacement function. Then define the stress strain relationship and then derive the element equations. These are all the steps available with the isoparametric formulation. Okay, we want to have linear edges to the element in the deformed combination. We accept to have linear shape function from form a linear definition for the variation of the x and y coordinates. Here, for example, if I consider the rectangular shape means there are 8 nodes available each corner, so that x equal to in x direction a1 a2 s plus a3 into d plus a4 into st. Likewise, you form the equations, so that 8 kind of equations you got, so that which is called as set the element type. These are all the matrix formulated with the aid of numerical calculations. Okay, after that we may go for shape function. Shape function, already I told about shape function. There is velocity, there is heat, means we go for shape functions. That shape function is defined with the different elements, can be defined with the different elements. After that select to displacement function. We can multiply the nodal function into displacement. Here uv also always known as displacement function, which is multiplied with the n1 n2 n3 nodes, that is nd. This is known as d1 d2 d3 are known as displacement vector, which are all multiplied with the nodes, which is the displacement function for finite element analysis. After that there is derived element equations. These are all used in Jacobian matrix. Okay, then gas gradient equations for solving the problem. Okay, here application softwares are used for Creating the isoparametric formulations are input formation geometric data. In that, generally the software package is always follows some standard procedure. That standard procedure, there is input information. The first one is geometric data. In geometric data there are number of elements, nodal points, type of element, coordinate of each node, nodal connectivity. Already you know about what is meant by the elements, what is meant by nodal points, what is meant by elements, what are all the coordinates available with the FEA. So that these are all the input for software. After that, load data. Already I explained you what are all the load, that is static load, dynamic load, types of load, and its magnitude point of application should be represented as a input formation. And then material properties, type of material, length modulus, Poisson ratio, etc. These are all comes under material properties. Then processing. Second step is processing. Here the gas loop, gas gradient, and the Jacobian formulations are utilized for F is equal to MA. That means already I told you the formulations. Shape function is equal to stiffness matrix into displacement functions. These are all known as comes under processing. In the processing, there is Jacobian matrix and the gas gradient equations. Then output. Various values calculated after the analysis may be printed out. So that final step is printer taking a printout, which comes under software output. Okay, these are all the steps available with the FEA with the software. FEA with the software. These are all the concepts available in FEA with the software development. Okay, thank you, students. Any queries you may ask me. FES already you know about FES software packages, ANSYS you know, NASTAN you know, NISA. These are all things you hear. These are all the software packages, ADINA, ANSYS, SAP, Cosmos, NASTAN, NISA, CSM. These are all available software packages in FEA. Okay. Any doubts, contact me through mail also, which is possible. And also if any doubts you may ask during the class hours. Thank you, students. Again I tell you, thank you.